Hello, and welcome to a first look at Arcanium, Rise of Akhan, whichever pronunciation you prefer. The subtitle is also only on Steam, but I wanted to say it. This game's a roguelike deck builder. Came out last week on the 22nd. I am covering it now. I'm a little late, but that's alright. Uh, yeah, went into early access a little under 2 years ago as well, December 2020. Went into early access, just released last week. Seems pretty solid to me so far. So first of all, I should tell you the developers did get in contact with me. They sent me a key, and we are not for sure either way, but I might be doing a sponsored stream of this game on YouTube, or not on YouTube, sorry, on Twitch. However, I I don't like to do sponsorships for first looks because the most I'll do is take a key. So I'm gonna give you my real opinion because of course I am. I just want to make sure that we're clear, and I hope that you know that I am not skewed because the developers were in contact with me. However, alongside this game, they did send me a key to give away. I made a community post. If you reply to that, I'll be doing a drawing tomorrow, and I'll give it away to someone at random. So look out for that as well if you're interested. But yeah, I played a run to familiarize myself. The run was about 2 hours, I would say, but I was also pretty distracted. And I think the game's fun. I'm going to cover it. I'll give you what I like, what I don't like, etc. I'm going to go through the options menu right now because I need to turn this music down. Options menu, a little barren, but it's not so bad. Look, audio settings, I'm going to give this one it's like a 5, The sliders, one day I'm going to open an options menu. I'm going to be able to click the number to change the audio. I'm going to be able to have arrows to change individually, and there's going to be a slider. And that's going to be a 10 out of 10, and I'm never going to do another first look. However, this game gets a 5 on the audio settings. It's fine. It's nothing too crazy. The quality options just being like fast to fantastic isn't great, but I also am willing to give it a pass because it's a deck builder. You don't really like the quality isn't that big of a deal. Resolutions as well. Oh my god, I click and drag that. Got a bunch of different resolutions here. There's 4 of them each. Some of them strange, but you can change full screen and windowed mode, etc. So, that's fine. Changing the frame rate as well if you need to. One thing I wanted to check, I do not believe this game has controller support, and I don't think that it's on console or Switch or anything like that, but I didn't look too far, to be honest with you. They have a Discord in the game you can join as well, and yeah, other stuff that I want to show off here is the collection. So at any time you can go look at the cards, you can see what cards you have, what cards you don't have, and how you unlock them. Now, these are the common cards, I think, because the way that this game works is that there are 3 characters that you will be playing as. Maybe this is all of them, I'm not sure. Here are the heroes. So you get to pick 3 to start your team out. And I was surprised to see there are quite a few heroes, and each hero has a different attribute set, basically. So I'm going to be playing as the starter team, which is Aurora, Leon, and Milady, but you'll get a feel for it pretty quick. So yeah, it looks like each of the heroes has 2 types, basically. This is light, this is elemental, and this is arcana, and I think there's only 3. No, there's 4, because this is darkness. So there's at least 4, maybe more. But there's a lot of characters. Now, I can right click, so they have stats, etc. Not what I'm looking for. You'll see all of this when we get in there. What I'm not sure about is I don't think this is all of the cards. Maybe it is. I'm looking. Maybe this is all of the cards. I don't know. I'm gonna move on. It's fine either way. But yeah, there's also artifacts here, relics essentially. Minions, which you summon. I didn't really play with them too much. The items and the heroes. You can see all of this stuff in the collection. I just wanted to show off all the heroes. And let's begin. So there's 2 modes. There's this arena mode, which is sort of like... I would liken it to Brawl in Griftlands, sort of. I didn't play a full run, but it's the main game has a map that you're moving around on, etc. And you get to choose and such. And the arena seems to be just like a gauntlet of battles where you pick rewards after each battle, which is cool. It's good to see games have this mode as well. But There are quite a few difficulties. I will play on normal for this one, but there's Apex, so it's normal, hard, expert, challenger, heroic, mythic, nightmare, and apex, as well as a casual in case you want to start out a little easier, which, as always, no shame. Don't feel concerned. You get more experience because this game has a mastery system. It's when you finish runs, your heroes level up, you unlock new stuff when you level up, the usual. But we'll go into a normal run. So you get to build your team out. I'm going to play the team that I played last time, which is Aurora, Leon, Milady. They have a nice little difficulty thing, too, to show you how hard it is to play the team, which I think is cool. But you attack, defense, utility gives you a bit of an idea of how balanced the team is. I'm sure how accurate it is variable, I'm sure, but nonetheless. Each of the characters has this ultimate ability, which you unlock as you level up new ones. So like Aurora here, hers costs 10, and it'll make sense when we're in the game, but I just wanted to show that these exist as well. So instead of having her 10 cost one, which is deal 14 damage and stun, you can have deal 4 damage and 4 burn in an area for 8. Just an interesting thing to note. But can I look at I can look at their abilities, okay. Heirlooms. So basically, I'm gonna do my best. Excuse me. Oh, okay. Card frames. Ah, cool. Neat. I'm gonna do my best to cover all of this, but this is a deck builder. Deck builders have a ton of information that you have to understand before you can really grasp them. So, yeah, it's a lot, and you'll get the feel for it. But in short, there are different card types, and the card types work off of each other sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't matter. Specifically here, or like there'll be effects, right? So red is elemental, blue is arcana, for example. This character, Milady, has a starting effect, or not starting effect, has a relic that says gain 2 extra shield whenever you play an arcana card. So basically every time you play a blue card, you get 2 shield. It's simple stuff like that, but there are a ton of mechanics that interact off of each other. Similarly, she has other effects. I actually want to check if I want to use any of these. Yeah, I do. I want to take Blade Flurry. Multi-strike 3, deal 6 damage, expend. I think this card is probably better than Pounce based on my limited experience. There's also a random button. Okay, so let's begin. They have a nice little quick guide while you're loading here to tell you what to do. It's pretty simple. I'll talk you through it, don't you worry. Let's begin. Oh, that's right. So you get to pick where you start as well on the whole map, which is neat. And you can see what the enemies in that area are like. So in Anador, there are Arcana, Nature, and Light-based enemies. And there's a benefit, right? You get plus 10 max HP. You get to choose a card at the start of the run, which is what an ability is, or you start with more gold. Is this really plus 10 max HP? Because that seems really good. There's also, I wanted to mention, there's pretty like heavily fleshed out lore of the game. I was kind of shocked at how much there is, truly. But there's like artifacts specific to the area. You can read about all the enemies in the area too, and you can see what the boss of the area is. And it changes, so we can like cross the line into the other territories, but starting in this area means that our boss will be Aranax, the Brood Queen. And you can look at her abilities, they have special passives, etc., etc. The game, so deck builders are intense. Deck builders are a lot of information all at once, and I think that a big question is how fast and how good is a game like this at telling you what you need to know. And so far, I have no complaints. I have not had a moment where it took me more than a few seconds to figure out what I was looking at. However, at the start of a run, you also get these quests. I think we started in Anador, so Anador-based quests are good, but we can re-roll them once. And so we don't have to finish these, but they're bonuses. So if we kill 10 enemies in Anador, we'll get a campsite. If we visit one location in Anador, we'll get a minion. If we kill 10 enemies in Uzir, we'll get an ability. And so the map is split up into 3 sections. Anador is this top left area, Uzir is the bottom left, and the Scorched Lands is the right. Let's see, so what else is there to know? Gold on the top left, there's this essence, and every time you win a fight, you get essence. When the essence bar fills up, you get to upgrade one of your heroes to either give them +1 energy or +1 card draw for the rest of the run, which is pretty sweet. I do like this system a lot because you get to focus on whoever is best for you. But you can look and you can see each of our characters draw 3 per turn. You can open your backpack at any time. And you get to edit the deck. You can take cards out, I think. Yeah. Oh, no, but it has to be between 9 and 14. However, when you reach these slots, which is to say when you get to, what is it? This would be 12 and 14 cards, your characters get bonuses. Specifically, their ultimate ability gets better, which is cool. Artifacts, you'll see them when we get them. I think let's just get to it, shall we? So the rest of what you need to know on the map, we start somewhere on the map based on where we picked. The shard battles are basically, as they call them, super elites, where we win the combat and you get a bunch of rewards, but the fight is very hard. Oh, there's a quest over here. Oh, that's like the world quest. This is the specific place we're supposed to go. But yeah, we can move around the map as we please, and the end of the map is done when we go to 30 nodes that increase the threat, which is the little +1 on things like this nature shrine. When this fills up, then the tiles start becoming boss tiles until eventually we have to go fight the boss. So the last bit I'm going to tell you here, and then we can actually get into the gameplay. I think a run will probably take you about an hour to an hour and a half, because when you finish this map, when that threat level fills up, you fight the boss, and then you go fight the final boss after that. So I think it's about an hour to an hour and a half, maybe a little more or a little less, but yeah, and it depends a little bit, I guess. But let's get to it, shall we? A squirrel scampers down a tree and pops up right in front of you, sniffing rudely at your bags. Potion, she says. Potion. Got shiny for potion. This is trade one of our potions for a random artifact. I do not have it. Right, so let's get to it. I'm not going to run right into a shard battle. It's very brutal. But you can see in this fight we have to fight 3 enemies. This is actually an elite, so they have higher HP, but we'll get an artifact and an ability for it. Also, when you reveal a fight on the map, it locks other tiles, so you can't just go around the fights easily, but you can just walk away if you need to. Now, like I was saying earlier, the game is very good about telling you information very easily. I can look at this guy and see all of his abilities just by clicking, and I can see his health exactly. It's 39, 39, 39. I can also edit my deck if I need to for a specific fight. But let's get into it now, actually. So, it's lane-based combat, sort of like, it reminds me a little bit of a different perspective on something like Gordian Quest, almost. Not exactly the same, but similar. So, the game does have a combat preview. You can, and so far, it seems to work very well. I haven't had it break on me in any way. So I can just look at this and I can see, okay, he's going to take 10 damage here if I were to press end turn, 9 damage here, 5 damage here, right? And that corresponds to the enemies attacking. It takes a little bit to get used to, but you get there. On the right is our objective. Our objective in this fight is to defeat 3 enemies. So what's going on here is this guy's doing 3 damage in a line, you're doing 3 damage in a line, and then this bear is doing 5 damage, but the little symbol around him is an area attack. So that's the basics of it. Our characters have their HP, they have this bar underneath, which is their fury bar. When the fury bar fills up, they get to use their ultimate. You'll see that when we get there. And then they have action points. You get 3 per round baseline. Extra action points carry over, and you cap at 5. With all that out of the way, we can start actually playing the game. Anything else? Yeah, each of the characters has a starting passive. For example, Milady here gains Might when you play Arcana, or Might when you play Elementals, and Shield when you play Arcana. So Might is plus damage on, basically more damage on red, more block on blue. So let's get to it. Anything else that I need to really tell you here? Oh yeah, you can move your heroes lane to lane. It costs 1 action point to move. And there are also, like, there's a lot of keywords, right? That's what it comes down to. It's pretty intuitive, and if you're ever curious, you can right-click and it'll tell you. Or not even right-click, if you hover, it'll tell you. Dash swaps a position with an ally. So, for example here, I can use Milady's lunge to dash over to hit this guy. You have to hit in your lane except for ranged attacks, which have the little arrow at the top left, which can hit adjacent lanes. And then in an area, like Solar Blast here does damage in an area, hits adjacent enemies. That's pretty much all there is to it to understand. I'll try to point out the mechanics as we go, but yeah, it's a lot. It is a deck builder. You know what you're getting into. So what do we want? I want to taunt, well no, I don't want to taunt the area attack to the middle and just take extra damage for fun. That seems very bad. So what do we have here? We have, I guess it's just Strike. And so she gets +1 might with the reds, and the might is +1 damage per stack and then cleared at the end of the turn. I think, I don't fully know what they all do yet, to be honest with you. However, that felt a little loud to me, so I'm going to turn it down just a touch. But yeah, I don't fully know what all of them do, so I'm just kind of letting it go, more or less. But if you hover over the enemy with your attack like this, you can see what you'll do to them easily. Like, the ease of access of the information is very nice to me, I think. And then you'll get 2 for that. We will do... So you'll just block and hold out. But you can see these orange bars. You get 1 per energy spent, and when it fills up, you get to do your super move. My experience with this team is that Aurora here is all damage and extremely weak until eventually she just becomes unkillable when you get 1 or 2 cards. Like, she gets slapped around quite a bit early in the run, and then eventually you pick up like 1 or 2 good block cards and she becomes an unkillable menace. What's this effect? Sunder? Reduces all incoming shield by 50%. Okay, so it's like 1 turn of less block. Gotcha. So we can play this card to taunt the Iron Claw over to Leon here, which is good, and then he can just kind of block more. I want to try to focus my damage taken, but it's not too bad. Burn is poison damage. There's like 3 elemental type burn damage, dark damage, and I think there's shock damage is the other one, but that one works different. Like I said, I don't fully know everything about this game yet, but yeah. It's like, this is my second run in a deck builder. It'll take a bit of time to get used to, but so far, I had a lot of fun with the first one. I had a surprising amount of fun with the first run. I generally feel like I am pretty burnt out on deck builders as a whole, but I ended up, like, I started playing the run, and then I just kept going. I was like, oh, I'll play like an hour. No, I said to myself, I'll play like 30 minutes and see where I end up. And yeah, I had a great time. I think this game is a lot of fun so far. So Blade Flurry does 18. It's like overkill. It's very overkill here, because we can go Solar Blast on the middle here, and then we can do these Crusader Strikes to kill the guy on the end. That's 1 of 3. Now, Leon's ultimate, by the way, is he's immune to. Which is just take no damage for 2 attacks, but it decays as well. Now, do you have a dash card? You do not. So I think I have the kill here, because you go Fletch Strike, Fletch maybe? Dual Strike. We're playing it in this order so that we get the bonus might first before cutting them down. And then it's the combat. Solid. And ultimate stuff doesn't carry over, your Fury doesn't carry over. There is this battle details at the end of every combat, which is pretty slick too. I really like the ability to just look at all of these stats if you're interested. You can see which cards you played, what your artifacts did, damage taken, death. It's an insane number of stats. But after the fact, we get money for that one. We get an artifact, which is basically, it's like equipment where we just put this on a character and they get a bonus. Deal 3 light damage to all enemies at the start of each turn. Your last card in hand always deals critical damage. Restore 1 health at the start of each turn. I like Hunting Rifle. Last card in hand always deals critical damage means if you have only 1 card in hand, that card does double damage. That's good. You can also take gold if you don't want any of these. Now, I will tell you my one major complaint about this system is once you pick that, you're locked in. So I would like the ability to reselect, but as far as I can tell, you cannot. However, it's very nice that you can just click the equip button here because I feel like in specifically I'll probably find myself comparing this to Gordian Quest quite a bit because it's an RPG deck builder that I played recently. I hated that I had to open my inventory and reorganize like crazy after each combat. And so this game actually covers that for you, which is pretty nice. I'm gonna go Axe Throw here. Underneath you can see, because not all characters can use all cards, Axe Throw is usable by, what's her name? Aurora and Milady. I'm gonna put this on Milady here. And again, we can just click the equip button and done. It really streamlines the process, which is extremely nice to me. What is this? Oracle, transmute cards into new cards of higher rarity or upgrade cards. I'd love to do this. I would kind of want to try transmuting some of the worst starter cards. So let's go fight the regular combat here. Oh my god, it's just fights everywhere, man. They're all over the place. It's fine. Your health does not heal at the end of combat, but there are places on the map to heal. I don't actually know what happens if a character dies, because I have not had that happen yet, but that'll be up to you to find out. Okay. I'm gonna kind of just play through now. I've done as much explaining as I can. I'll try to hover over the cards so that you can pause if you need to see what they do. But yeah, these videos of deck builders tend to be a lot longer for first looks, and I don't really want it to be 100,000 hours of talking. But it is also a lot, right? It's a lot to go over. I've noticed that there's these little animations that pop up, which are like, I really like them. This game has a lot of flavor, I think, if that's something that you're into. Because, you know, that one big deck builder that everyone knows, which one is it? Oh, yeah, you've heard of Slay the Spire, probably. That game is great, but it is very barren, I would say, in terms of actual lore and world building. There's some through the flavor text, but this game is a lot more fleshed out if you find yourself interested in reading. I think that this enemy that spawned, yeah, I think he robs you if you don't kill him or end the combat here. What was that? Oh, resilience. This guy didn't die. I played a card that does 8. He didn't die because he has resilience, which reduces damage received by 1 per stack. Oh, look at that. My oh, wait, how did that do 1? Out of my mind? Whatever. Yeah, I don't think you get robbed because I end the combat there. You could also maybe kill that guy. I don't think it matters either way. Arcane Spark to 0 energy, deal 3. Apply 2 Shock. I think Apply 2 Shock is really good. So Shock is one of the other debuffs. This is 1 light damage in an area per stack on hit. This effect I have found combos really well with multi-striking because each individual hit will proc this. So let's put this on Leon. I think his name is Leon, right? Yeah. Leon, because he's a lion, of course. Okay. Now, I want to go to this Oracle, but it seems like it's not in the cards for me. We will see. I'll take another Elite fight here. Similar thing. I find myself, I don't really like to do all of the prep and reading. There's like also sometimes enemies will talk to you. I'm kind of breezing through all of that because, you know, ultimately, I just want to play the cards. I appreciate the lore and such, don't get me wrong, but I find myself turning to the lore more when I am, I just want to play the game. I'm having a lot of fun playing the game is where I end up. It does give me a little trouble sometimes with trying to drag cards back to hand. I think it's like if you right-click or something while dragging it back. Or no, I think it's just when you drag it right up to here, it just sends it. Either way, it's not a big deal. It's one of those things where it's just, you get used to it, and I have to get used to it. Now this will do critical damage, I believe, because of the hunting rifle. Yeah, so it does 5 times 2. This game does operate on round down and not round up mentality, which I think is fine. As long as you're consistent, I don't think I care if you round up or down on halves. Because, you know, 2 times, or... Hang on a minute. Now that I'm thinking about it, hold on. Because that was 2 times 3. Oh, you know what? I bet it does, it probably only doubles the base damage. I bet that's what it is. Hang on, we'll see here, hold on. Because we go Axe Throw, you have 1 might, so this does 2 times 3, which is 6. Is that, no, it's 3 times 2, sorry. Now this should do 8 times 2, but it does 6 times 2. which means that it's doubling the base damage and not doubling the damage after the buff. That's good to know. Yeah, because the card's base damage is 2, so it's going to 4 plus 2. It's yeah, that's fine. 4 plus 2 is 6, that makes perfect sense. I'm with you now. 4 damage in the area kills there. You have a taunt, right? If you didn't pick up on it, by the way, taunt just makes the enemy target this guy instead of the other enemy. Also, why did I not apply the shock? I have no idea. Oh, that guy's gonna come try to rob me again. It's a misplay to not play the shock, definitely. Definitely should have played it. There's a lot of cards and there's a lot, like, you can spend a lot of time planning each turn out. I appreciate that they don't send you with so many cards. Like, it's not too hard. Oh, the enemies have a little rage meter. Hang on a minute. And when it fills up, they do a big attack. I'm just noticing that now. I didn't pick that up before. Cool. Okay, so the goal here is going to be, like, strike. Is it every time I hit him, I get money? Is that what it is? Okay. I'm probably just going to let him go, because otherwise I'm going to take damage here. Like, I'm worrying about my character's HP, although maybe I don't need to. You know what? I like money. I can hit this guy. You have Blade Flurry, too. So what is it? It's strike. This does 21 and kills him. And then you go... Oh, I don't have enough energy? No, I do. Okay, so I can kill here by going like this. That'll kill him. And now you only take 6 instead of 10. It'd be a little... It could have been a little better. And you could probably optimize this out even a little bit more. What's interesting is... I think we got rooted here. Unable to move for 1 turn, yeah. What's interesting is... Because this is the lowest difficulty, right? This is... Or not the lowest. This is the second lowest difficulty. This is normal. What I'll be interested to see is if on higher difficulties this game like actually makes me min-max those turns. If I have to optimize to the absolute perfect level, I think it'd be interesting. I'm in. Gain a backlash whenever you play a nature or light card. Backlash is spikes or thorns or whatever. Draw a card the first time you play a ranged card in a turn, or restore 4 HP whenever you play your ultimate. Your ultimate is the Fury Bar full, click the ultimate button card. So heal 4 every time you play your ultimate. I don't value healing all that much. I like draw a card for the first time you play a ranged card each turn. And that's going to go on Aurora. And we have a limited number of artifact slots as well. Draw a card per enemy targeting you, dash. So dash is the movement. So this is per enemy targeting you, Milady gets to draw a card and then move out of the way, basically. Good to like reposition with Leon. Should almost always be worth 1 card as well. And that's free. What is power? Increased damage dealt by 50%, decays 1 stack at the start of your turn. I'm down to put this on Aurora. She does... when I played her last time I played her stacking burn, it'd be cool to play, like, stack up power and shoot big shots. I'm in for that. Yeah, and now here's our essence reward. We got to 5, so you can also skip this and just heal if you're in a desperate spot. I think that for this team, Aurora, all of her cards cost 2. Yeah, like almost everything costs 2. So giving her more energy feels very important. And then artifacts you can carry 3, plus the heirloom, which is like a special hero-specific artifact. Some nodes on the map will stay forever, and it doesn't increase the threat like this capital. We can come here as much as we want, and we can trade our money for card upgrades or healing, but the cost goes up each time. Like, I will go ahead and I'll grab an upgrade on... What's Axe Throw upgrade to? 9. Ah, this is a huge upgrade. Gain 2 power, draw a card, or apply 3 shock. I'll do gain 2 power, draw a card. That seems really good. Yeah, and then it goes up in price. So let's go... Yeah, this capital will stay here. Let's grab the loot cache real quick. And then I want to go take one of the shard elites, because those are like... That's the big fight. We get an item, which I'll explain in a minute. 4 shield at the start of each turn. 2 poison enemies when you trigger a combo. Draw a card whenever you deal critical damage, up to 2 per turn. This combos with that hunting rifle kind of cool, but also I don't really have the energy for this, so I'm going to take the +4. field at the start of each turn. I'm gonna put this on Aurora because she just seems like she dies a lot. Now, items are the last thing we have to see. It auto-equipped it for us, but these potions will basically be one use per combat. I can use this Voodoo Potion, which applies 4 Hex, which is just 4 damage per turn. Okay. So let's go over to let's go to the campsite, actually. And I will... So you can either heal 20 to all, heal 40 to 1, or upgrade cards. I think at the start of the game, upgrade 2 random cards is pretty good, because every card you upgrade is going to be worth it. Yeah, so there's also these defense battles. The goal of this battle is to just live instead of kill 3. However, I'm going to go do the Shard Battle. The Shard Battle is a super elite. So you can see the enemy. He's, oh, he spams dots. Gross. That's what the Hex is. It's damage over time. And I see. So every 4th attack, he will be able to do this big attack. I get you. However, these guys also have special buffs. Like, this guy has a Curse Aura X. He'll apply 2 Hex to us every time he's damaged. And we can give him an extra buff, but we will get an extra benefit at the end of the fight. So I can give him 25% more max HP, but at the end of the fight I will get a shrine. I will do this. And I'm skipping past all the flavor text and all the dialogue. But, you know, just know that it's there, basically. By 4 Hex each, the first time it is dealt direct damage in a turn. Large enemies cannot be stunned, silenced, stunned, interrupted, pulled, or displaced. Every time he's damaged, he's going to apply 2 Hex. He's going to destroy Milady. Is it direct damage only, I wonder? Well, I guess let's see, right? So he's got some little goons on the side as well. They're going to dispel me. You're going to cleanse yourself? Okay. So let's start with Runic Power here. What happens when I play this? Do you take the Hex? You do take the Hex. Okay. And we'll put some burn here. Now, I want to put Bottled Lightning on the right enemy. This will do 1 damage per stack to Zoran here. So if I hit like this, he'll take 2 light damage as well. Yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna get slaughtered by Hex over the course of this combat, I feel. So let's do 1, 2, and you're not taking Hex from AoE damage from the light, which is good to know. And I'm gonna put the dot on the other priest guy, the warlock here. We might as well hit for 4. Okay, it'll look bad, but then after this we get a lot of healing. So like, as long as I live this fight, it's fine. The game does feel a little loud to me still. I'm gonna let it be because I've left it like this for the whole run. Hopefully I'm not being drowned out, but if I am, that's my bad. It feels like what happens is it sort of spikes in volume. You know what? I may as well turn it down a little bit. Usually I tend to just make the games a little louder lately because I've been told that I am usually too quiet, or I'm usually too loud. But we'll see. Okay, so you have +1 power. I thought you got dispelled, but I guess not. And you can see the 4 coming in pretty clutch here. Now, I need to hit you 1 more time and you'll be dead. He's blocking, so I didn't necessarily have to put all that effort into killing him, but here we are. And doesn't matter, right? No, Elemental does give... Sorry, I'm still getting used to the Elemental mechanic. Because I need to play the reds for her might, right? But ultimately, if I were to have... The one criticism that I think I do have of this game is I feel like the cards are a little small. And I know that's by design. There's a lot going on in the UI, but I have trouble parsing what's what. Specifically, like the middle card and the leftmost card, and like look at Milady's hand. It's hard, and like if I look actively, I can tell, but it's hard for me to grasp it initially. I think anyway. It's also probably just mostly my fault. Like you get used to it over time, surely. Blade Flurry here, so we can go. Do you have the light card? No. This just does 14. It stuns, but the stun doesn't matter. And you're gonna take 2 And you're definitely killing the shaman, but what is it? It's like, because what I want to look at here is, can I just kill with AoE cards, right? It looks like the answer is no. I'm not letting him hit me for 10 here, no way. Let's do this as 6. Because ideally I want to have my ultimate hit here, right? I think it will with this play, and then you can just walk over. Oh, she's rooted. Can you dash over? You can dash to get around the root. Okay, so unable to move, non-stackable, gotcha. But you can just walk, or you can use dash to swap places. I wonder if that's intended. I'm not sure. Also, that multi-strike put a ton of hex on the Milady. I knew it would be like this. I said it at the start, she's gonna get slaughtered here, but it's fine. Now he's about to ultimate on his next turn. I don't remember what his ultimate is. I think it's just a big hex, and I'll want to think about how I'm gonna deal with that. Yeah, ultimately it's just a lot of hex coming in and not a lot I can do. I'm just gonna dash you out. You can still attack the dead enemies, by the way, which is nice for situations like that where I don't want to hit this guy because of reflect damage. And let's go block up. Deal 3, I guess. It's gonna be tough. Oh, I should spend energy with Milady so that she can do her ultimate again. Because she has very little in the way of actual blocking mechanics. Remember to use our light. And we go big hit with the fireball. Solar Blast does a decent amount as well. Oh, and you get this. Oh my god, look at that turn. The ultimate just happens to work out for us. I think it's pretty close to lethal now. It took a lot of hex, but it's okay. Deal 4 and taunt. Deal 3 in an area. And then I should ultimate first there if I'm going to do that, which I am. Now, his ultimate does ignore the dot, so it's not that good. 5 plus 3 plus 6 is... Sorry, it's 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 4 is 16. So he lives, which means I should kill him next turn, and I will end my turn. I find that the first shard battle seems to be a lot... Like, it seems to be the most challenging, and then after the first shard battle, you start to... ramp up. And we'll finish him off. Don't take dot damage because he dies, and that's a W. And now, because, like I said, we won the fight, so we'll heal and we'll be fine. And shard battles are good because you get 3 essence instead of 2, so only 2 shard battles to level up your heroes, which is where you really start to accelerate. Yeah, and we get an heirloom. So these are the heirlooms. They are unique to the character, and they're like extra powerful and work specifically with their passives, right? So like gain 3 power whenever you play your ultimate ability. For Aurora, bolster cards cost 1 less. He doesn't have any bolster, but Leon has cards that cost less for each enemy attacking him. I'm gonna go for the Duelist Rapier here. Gain 1 extra might whenever you play an elemental card, and then we get an ability, and it's an upgraded ability. Yeah, here's a bolster card. Retain bolster, deal 20 damage, and blind in an area. What is blind? Prevents you from gaining fury for a turn. Okay. And you could retain the taunt. Dash combo applied to vulnerable. I'm down for this. Oh wait, dash combo. So combo specifically works when you play another red card with it, or like whatever the color of the card is. So I have to play a red and then another red to get the combo. I'm gonna go Light of Dawn here. I'm gonna click the equip and done. And then at the end, we get to heal 20. And there's a little storyline if you want to read it too. Heroes start battles, and at the shrine we get a permanent blessing. Shuffle 1 lethality card and all heroes draw piles at the start of battle. Apply a vulnerable, draw a card, expend. Okay. Arcana cards produce 25% extra damage, healing, and shielding, so all blue cards are 25% better, or start battle with a full hand of cards. This is one of the other things that I think is really sick about this game. These are really big benefits. I like that the upgrades are, like, huge here. Just 25% stronger, draw to full at the start of your turn, or shuffle a lethality into all your hands. I'm gonna do the lethality one. I think that is more or less everything that I would like to 12, do you really get another one of those just like that? Void cards produce extra. Shuffle a hexing. Apply 4 hex. Chance increases chance to encounter an elusive. Oh, so what this tells me is that that enemy is not something you're supposed to ignore. You're supposed to kill it for money. I get it. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Hopefully you get a good feel for it. I actually like this game a lot. I had a lot of fun with it up until this point. I think that it feels very satisfying to me, ultimately. Like, I just have a good time with it overall. Oh, also, we can claim the reward. You just get a little campsite. Cool. Good with that. I could rest, I can go heal, whatever. It's fine. I'm gonna wrap up here anyway, so. Yeah, I think this game's sick. I think it's a lot of fun. Definitely a deck builder worth your time. I'll probably be playing a little bit more of it somewhere along the line. Because, yeah, there's a whole lot to unlock. There's a lot to play, a lot to do. And yeah, you can also get a good feel for how long a run is. With me explaining everything, we're at 30 minutes, and we're about a third of the way through. So once you get comfortable with the game and you get used to everything, I think you can probably clear a run pretty quickly. Okay, yeah, just reading to see if there's anything else I want to mention. They do also have a bug report right here, which is nice. I always appreciate this because it means that they're going to knock out all of the bugs. I saw someone in the Steam reviews say that they experienced a lot of bugs, but in my time, I have not experienced any so far, so that might have just been an old review. So, yeah, I recommend this game. I think it's pretty fun. I would suggest you give it a shot. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.